The life of Christ. 16. Beginning of the third year of Christ's public ministry, continues his labors in Galilee. The Pharasaic party still watch, cavil, and plot to entangle him. Begins gradually to unfold to his immediate disciples what the tragical outcome of his mission will be. John 7:1, Mark 7 and 8, Matthew 15 and 16, Luke 12:54 through 57, and 9:18 through 27. So was there a chronological issue that we're talking about? On account of the animosity of the Jews, Jesus does not go up as usual to the Passover at Jerusalem. John 7:1. Pharisees and scribes come from Jerusalem to watch him. They find fault with the disciples for not observing the traditional washings. What were some of these? Mark 7:1 through 5, Matthew 15:1 and 2. Now there's a difference between tradition and what was actually taught. The prophetic tradition is not quite the same thing as necessarily what the people who claim such prophets are. Some of it goes along with it, some of it doesn't. Jesus rebukes this undue stress on mere outward forms and so little on inward purity, and this scrupulousness towards human traditions while neglecting divine injunctions, insistences. Mark 7:6 through 13, Matthew 10:3 through 6. The real sources of defilement, Mark 7:14, 15, Matthew 15:10 and 11. The Pharisees offended. Jesus remarks thereat, 12 through 14. The matter further explains to the disciples, 15 through 20, Mark 7:17 through 23. Jesus going to the border of Phoenicia to seek retirement is eagerly sought by a Gentile woman who beseeches him to reveal her affected daughter. Jesus intimates that his work is among the Israelites, so he can't be the final end times prophet, can he, if that's the case? And evil can't be finally defeated if it's still just an Israelite message too. But this only emphasizes her faith and humble devotion. This faith is honored and her child healed. Matthew 15:21 through 28, Mark 7:24 through 30. Returning near the Sea of Galilee, Jesus cures a deaf man with an impediment in his speech. The charge, not to publish it. The charge disregarded. Mark 7:31 through 37. Focus on accomplishing spiritual deeds, not per se being famous for it. Great numbers resort to Jesus to be healed. 4,000 miraculously fed. He recrosses the sea. Matthew 15:30 through 38. Mark 8:1 through 10. The caviling Pharisees demand a sign in the heavens. He refuses the sign and shows them their insincerity and inconsistency. Matthew 16:1 through 4. Mark 8:11, 12. Luke 12:54 and 57. The disciples, in returning, forget to take bread. They are cautioned concerning the leaven of the Pharisees, etc. They misunderstand and are rebuked for the spiritual dullness. The explanation, Matthew 16:5 through 12. Mark 8:13 through 21. The cure of the blind man at Bethsaida. Okay. Bethesda, that's somewhere else, or is that just a different pronunciation? Method of the restoration, gradual restoration, Mark 8:22 through 26. In the neighborhood of the Caesarea Philippi, where was this? Inquiry as to the popular opinion concerning Christ, reply of the disciples, inquiry as to their own belief, Peter's declaration, Christ's approval and grand announcement, silence enjoined for the present concerning their faith in his messiahship, Matthew 16:13 through 20, Mark 8:27 through 30, Luke 9:18 through 21. Jesus begins to show his disciples what must be the issue of his earthly mission. We definitely have to accept the reality of the physical vehicles we are in, these human bodies. Matthew 16:21, Mark 8:31 and 32, Luke 17:22, Peter's ardent remonstrance. Jesus rebukes him for his worldly conceptions. Matthew 16:22-23, Mark 8:32-33, the great condition of Christian discipleship, loss and gain of soul and life, the great problem. Matthew 16:24-26, Mark 8:34-36, Luke 9:23-25, confessing and denying Christ, his coming kingdom and judgment. Matthew 16:27-28, Mark 8:38, Luke 9:26-27, and 12 verse 8. And one of the things that these, the pedagogical function of myth is it shows you sort of a pathway or a method of working. And so how might this apply in your own life of how to have your effect on society and to experience your spirituality?